na-practice sila before, pero it didn't feel like it fit the composition of Aurora laban sa Falcons EP Brand.
And this is the draft of game number 2. Aurora MLBB takes the blue side, which means that they get to get the first pick here in game number 2.
It's funny because Benedetta's technically an assassin, so technically pasok naman siya sa criteria right now with really fast farming heroes right in the meta. But yeah, you're right. I feel like the presence of that hero specifically has had a hard time shining, especially with that obvious book pick.
Yeah. Open na naman yung Zask. Open na naman yung Zask ni Yue dito. And they are still gonna take it here for Aurora, Falcons EP Bren. Walang Roger, pero may Harith.
Yes.
Si Super Marco and also
Ruby.
Yung Ruby. Oh, Edith. Actually, yeah. Edith. Maybe even Harith. There you go. So nakuha nila both. Actually, you wouldn't want to pass off on the opportunity to get the Edith din kasi medyo masakit sa ulo mag-Harith kapag nasa kabila yung Edith. Babalibag ka niya 24/7. Pero still, for Aurora, nandiyan pa rin naman yung mga Arlot. Nandiyan din naman yung Claude ni Domeng. Actually, namimiss ko yung Claude ni Doming, no? It's a good matchup, I would say, against the Harith. Hindi naman lane to lane, pero yung macro-wise lang. Pagdating mo ng late game, medyo untouchable ka. Even though mataas ang damage output ni Harith, pero ang kinagandahan kasi ng Claude is, pwede mo naman piliin yung mga team fight. Pag nakita mo ni Zaman Force, labas ka na.
Yeah. And yun nga din yung goal, no, for both of those kinds of gold laners ay mag-dish out lang ng damage. But speaking of space, how else can you make space than to pick a Moskov na malakas mag-split push?
Yeah, literal, fly through space, lipad-lipad, here and there, go for different parts of the map, get that gold, and then go back. And once more, itong Hayabusa na to, I feel like this would have been a great pick as well earlier. And I feel like I'm excited to see Demon Kite play this.
Yeah, binabakit na natin ito dito. Feel ko, andyan yung Aurora, Louie, Few. Pwede rin naman mag-Valentina.
Pwede.
Nakita na natin yung matchup ito ilang beses. Pero, ayan, Nolan. Actually, yung kinuha nila dito laban sa Hayabusa. Very interesting. Usually, nakikita natin yung Hayabusa, yung pinipick into Nolan. Kasi kaya ng Hayabusa i-match yung Nolan kapag nagkakaroon. Yung usual na nakikita natin jungler na nagpupunta na X-Plane for the split and of course yung farm. But again, Falcons AP Friend, pinili nila yung Nolan into this Hayabusa. And I do get the idea kasi at this point, seeing these 3 picks, mas malakas early game ng Falcons AP Friend definitely. So expect for an early group up mula sa Beast. And most likely, makakita din tayo dito ng XP from Flap na gustong-gusto sumama. I'm actually looking forward to an unexpected glue pick mula dito sa Falcons AP Friend.
Unexpected. Well, at this point, you know what? I like what Falcons Ignorance is doing na they're not overthinking the draft, right? I feel like these are heroes na paulit-ulit medyo recycled na at the same time. Very, very powerful. And it's easy to insta-lock these heroes, to be honest. And I like that what Falcon Ignorance is doing in this scenario.
Yeah, interestingly enough, similar yung nagiging drafting pattern dito ng Falcons AP Bren. Pagpunta ng second phase ng draft, most likely si Renny J talaga yung unang pinupuruhan because of the Stygril ban. And we all know just how capable Renny J is if gagamitin niya tong hero na to.
Basically, hit the hitman. Kumbaga, wag mo siyang hayaan na makapag-setup for Aurora. And I feel like a Grok ban is gonna follow suit unless gustong kunin to ng Falcons AP Bren. But again, naban na yung Valentina dito sa side ng Aurora. They're expecting na kukunin to ni Few on the second phase. Pero marami pa rin namang available. Nandiyan pa rin naman yung Lilia, Aurora, or yung Louie. Talagang si Rene J. Yung binabanatan dito ng Falcons AP Bren.
Ang tanong ko dito, anong tawag mo sa nag-hit sa Hitman?
Ano?
Hindi, tanong yun.
Akala ko may pick-up line.
Meron akong kasamang joke mamaya-cancel ako eh.
Hindi,
Mamaya na lang. Sa atin na lang.
Ipon muna bang penalty.
Press 1 kung gusto nyo rin marinig. Joke lang.
PM niya yung page ni Midnight.
PM niya yung page yung page ko. Pero heading into the second phase, medyo mataas yung mataas yung capability ng Falcons AP Friend na makakakuha ng hero na hindi kaya shutdown of Aurora. Number 1, nandyan yung Hylos. Nandiyan pa yung kabayo, guys. Reminder lang.
Oo nga.
Nandiyan yung kabayo na pwede gamitin ni Flap TZ. Meron pa rin namang glue. Tinanggal na yung full views. Or yung favorite nila, Yuzong. Diba? Effective pa rin naman yung Yuzong or yung Terizla. Comfort lang and signature to ng Falcons AP Friends. So there is a high chance na kunin nila yung Yuzong / Terizla. And Hylos na nga yung kinuha.
Yan na nga. It's actually pretty easy kasi number 1, one of the priorities of Falcons AP Bren here is to hunt down the Moskov, which Domeng proved earlier that it's gonna be so hard to hunt him down even with heroes like the Jawhead, right? And number 2, you also have to create a good front line para maprotektahan Super Marco, keep him bulletproof.
Gusto ko lang sabihin yung heroes ng Falcons AP brand, blue and yellow.
Blue. Oh!
Diba? Machi-machi sila.
White.
Ano to? Super family. Ay, hindi. Ano pala? Onyx pala.
Magkakapamilya nga.
Iba.
Onyx pala.
Puti yung mga damit eh.
Ito yung tinatawag The Hive.
The Hive.
Diba? The Hive.
Yellow.
Well, puro purple din naman actually yung Aurora, di ba? The new ube.
Yes. And alam mo though, interestingly enough, sa entirety ng MPL Philippines so far, week 2, 2 weeks in, Hylos has only lost 2 games sa mga times na na-pick siya.
Out
So
of
definitely,
5 games?
5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
Ang taas ng win rate ng Hylos right now.
Okay. Here are a few. Andiyan pa rin yung Louis. Andiyan pa rin naman yung Aurora. Aurora does look good here, knowing na kulay blue din siya. And
Yun pala yung naging basis.
Ganda ng analysis eh, no?
Tsaka Aurora against Aurora.
Tama!
Eh,
Tama! Ang galing mo! Ang galing mo. Why not use Aurora versus Aurora? Ay, hindi.
Fairness.
Wala.
Sabi ni Pew, I break the cycle. Saka, favorite din kasi ito ng Falcons AP brand. Again, ang signature ng Falcons AP brand is comfort. And kung ano yung tingin nilang gagana sa composition in terms of team fight, objective-wise, yung talaga pipiliin nila. And knowing na medyo team fight heavy and gusto mag-engage ang Aurora, ang ganda nga ng sagot nung Paramis. Imagine mo yung kabayo na ka-Netherrealm.
Naku! Imagine mo, unkillable hero layered with another way to
May
shield
revitalize
him.
pa.
Grabe talaga. Yun nga, revitalize pa.
Yeah, and alam mo, napag-usapan namin nila Midnight and Rockheart here sa panel how ultimately, we would like to say na si Few is a really aggressive mid laner. So kung paano niya to i-apply as he picks this Aurora, yun yung kailangan nating makita. But this is game number 2 between Aurora, MLBB, and Falcons, AP Buren. Will we finally see a change? Yan ang ating aabangan. Kaya naman, casters, take it away.
And away we go. Game number 2 with Aurora up against the corner. Falcons AP Bren at match point.
Welcome
Joseph,
to Mobile Legends.
did this draft improve any from game 1?
I think it did, man. When we look at it, especially for Aurora, we got a couple of things on our wish list that we talked about earlier. You know, Renegade is now on a Hitman-esque hero. He's going to be going for those setups much better than the Matilda we saw previously.
I hear ya.
I think even me, personally, for Demon Kite, he didn't have a good game on the Benedetta last game. So Hayabusa, a little up his sleeve here, should be able to pull through. Obviously, all depends on how they get this game going for game number 2.
That's right. And for Falcons AP Bren, I guess it's back to regular programming, especially for the Faramis. I mean, it's not exactly tier S or tier A anymore, but the way Few plays it, you have to change your scale. Looking at how hard they can lean in to these team fights, you have a Hylos, you have a Harith, and again, the aforementioned Faramis, and of course, Flap TZ on the Edith. I think Aurora have their work cut out for them. Looking at these early builds, interesting how off-camera now, Super Marco can kind of bully Domeng here. Like, that's rare, that a Harith can actually win an early game bout against a Moskov.
Yeah, against the Moskov nonetheless, but again, anytime you talk about FCAP, you have to take whatever your scales are and your standards and change it a little bit, right? These are, they've gone through the test of time, I would say, for this lineup from FCAP, and it shows in a lot of the way they play. And even if they're not getting kills, their macro gameplay is still on point. I know there was an initiation on the bottom side, but I'm not sure. Okay, I was going to say, I'm not sure if they would actually convert that to a kill again. This is a Charisla. Body Smith passive is going to play a part in that.
Yep.
And Turtle's now up, though.
Interesting decision for Abun Jingjing. Edward does the thing. Hey, man, do I heal or do I stay here for level 4? Kyle with the secure. And Renegade and Demon Kai can't do nothing.
Yeah, so quick on that. Again, it was, you know, it looked like Demon Kite wanted to go for that, you know, 1 versus 1 retro battle, if that. And again, that's why you have a Hayabusa, too. Usually you're able to pull things off like that, but...
Wait. Are we looking at the same game, Joseph? Because look, Kyle's at level 6.
Yeah.
DK at 4.
Yeah, he got slowed down. I mean, he just hit the level 5. But I don't know, man. It's partly due to the fact that Hylos brings so much pressure to these lineups. Domeng also really low. Going back to the point.
Oh,
Look what Super Marco's managed to do against Domeng on this Harith.
who's bulletproof now? And now Kyle's going to start taking away little camps away from DK. This is going to hurt. You know what? I reckon. I double down on that. Maybe it's the Hylos too. Maybe it's just open. He's asserting dominance.
Hylos is so detrimental to a lot of teams that want to get the momentum going early on because of just how, you know, tanky he is, how naturally annoying it is to deal with the Revitalize.
So stout.
Yeah, he's what is he? It's what is it called? Centaur?
He's a centaur.
He's a centaur.
That's right. It would be a misnomer to call him a horse.
That's right.
He's a horse man.
He's a horseman.
A magical horseman.
There's a little trip down geography.
Of course. Checking out this XP lane. I think this is one of the lanes that can actually win for Aurora. See, because look, Edward. Oh, wait, what? No.
Again, going for this play against Edward. That's not going to be enough this time as they trade. Possibly on top of the map again. Glorious Pathway going to be used. Trying on the defense. Ogwin, you just can't kill him. Demon Kai goes in.
Whoa!
Oh, Demon Kai gets punished instead. Ogwin
What?
able to escape the Dominator's descent from Yue. Somehow, some way. Oh, he's going to get cut off. Yu has to pop the Nether Realm. Going to get punished a little bit longer, but was it all part of the plan? Super Marco there, luckily, to keep them from going down. FCAP picks up a couple kills. Renegade. He's trying to give him that vision, but okay, he's going to be able to get out of dodge. But man, FCAP, though, slowly pulling ahead after all of that.
That's the Earthen Force. The passive keeping him topped up and ready. Luckily, Nolan deals physical damage. What was that? Top to bottom, coast to coast, Aurora conceding a couple of kills. And wait, Kyle Teasy, clean, secure on the second turtle of the game. Man, I was just about to say, it happened again. I was just about to say, if anything, it's Edward who can hold it down, right? But in the face of two, he commits the flicker, commits the penalty zone, dies, and the next thing you know, we're cutting up top. And then it's Aurora leaning into a death for Demon Kite, and now it continues.
Edward, the focus constantly here. And you know, he's tanky, right? He's got the Trizla. This is what we see a lot of times. Kind of forced to almost go 1 versus 2 in a lot of situations. So just going to hold down that top side the best he can. Domeng here alongside Renegade. This has been the case for RORA for the series. Renegade really trying to pay attention to Domeng here. Let him have that gold lane experience, get farmed up, get to where he needs to be, and hopefully, you know, he's a nuisance to FCAP later on, but this is on a similar path than what we saw in game number 1.
Yep.
You know, the lead that they're building here.
Uncomfortably so, given that we're at 5 minutes in, about 3K ahead for Falcons AP Bren, and not a single kill nor objective for Aurora. I feel for Edward here, because look, he's gone from lane to lane, top to bottom for the past, what, 2 or 3 waves now? And I think I would rather have it the first way around, the way you explained it. The dead lane dilemma. Like, I'd rather him just deal with the dead lane, deal with 3 people, so that Dominic can breathe, but that's not the case.
And that's why, again, when you really watch FCAP, especially Ogwin, his rotations and his responses to what the opposing teams, whoever that is, whatever region that is usually on point, and that's what makes it so difficult for teams to actually convert, you know, objectives across the map. And even this, you know, trying to cut things off here. Still holding on to the Tier 1 turrets, at least for now, though. But FCAP, actually, the way they play, they're okay with that. And they'll go ahead and go toe-to-toe for this objective coming up here in a couple seconds.
That's right. It's a silent confidence. It's inevitability that FCAP are playing with. The final turtle had already spawned at less than half health. Nothing that Aurora can do to contest.
Yep, you trade that. It will be a trade, you know, turret, bottom side for a turtle. But that's getting troublesome because now you're at a point, once again, FCAP has all 3. They're going to get a turret of themselves, and they'll push the play. Even there on the bottom side, it looks like Domeng's going to be the focus. Also, Demon Kite there with Flap TZ. But I think they just have to back off. Again, look at the response from FCAP.
Hold up. Joseph, did you see that?
I saw it.
DK pulled the trigger on the shadow kill, and Flap barely felt
touched.
it. You see that? What is on this Edith?
That's the armor of this, I don't know,
Phylax.
primordial.
His name is Phylax. The armor is named Phylax.
Well, that's pretty much what it does. I mean, look at this. Confident enough to go ahead and just stay there, too. A lot of times, whoa! Yue just got deleted under, look at that, under the Tier 2 turret.
Squished
Aurora.
not just Zask, but also this Nightmare Spawn.
Oh, this is looking dire here at this point, Leo.
It's very similar to Game 1.
Very similar. And you're just going to, you know, all the Aurora fans out there, you really just kind of scratching their head at what is the game plan. Honestly, for Aurora, it looks a little disconnected, disjointed even.
Where was this Aurora in the opening weekend. They looked so strong to start off. And to answer the question, there it is. It's the Warrior Boots, the Thunderbelt, and the Dominance Ice. That was enough to single-handedly catch a face full of Shadow Kill. Now Demon Kite's in trouble. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Can he shadow his way out?
Oh, he pops the Shadow Kill, but again, at what cost? He's going to try to get away, try to at least get something out of it, but instead just gets taken down. Demon Kite still struggling in this game, number 2. Possibly a play here. Wild charge, penalty zone, everything going to be thrown at Flap. He will pop the Primal Wrath, but finally going to be able to go down. Super Marco firing back. They couldn't pick up Edward, so at least Aurora gets on the board. But FCAP, knowing the Lord's up here, will they go ahead and start it up?
They have all the reason to in the world. The purple buff first up for Kyle TZ. Marco dealing with that wave that Doming brought up. Something to note here, maybe there is one weakness for Falcons AP Brent's draft here, despite being 5K ahead, 3 kills up, 9 minutes in, is there a very short-ranged lineup.
Yeah.
Like, as long as someone from Aurora maybe gets, you know, 4 or 5 units out of range, Falcons AP Brent have to make the call. We let go now, or we chase.
Yep, and with that, it's going to be very difficult into a Lord fight here. Renegade goes in with a wild charge. We'll be able to find 2. They're going to force the fight under it. The glorious pathway already going to be dropped. Kyle TZ hunting down Renegade. Won't be able to catch him. But Demon Kite somehow gets the Lord. Goes in, but finally gets taken down. It's only Demon Kite that falls. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but a huge objective pickup for RORA.
Hashtag worth. And all this while, it was off of Doming pushing a wave up top. They not only stole away the major objective about 10 minutes in, but they also took down Flap TZ, who I, up to that point, could have thought was immortal. I thought Flap wasn't going to go down ever.
I didn't think so either, man. But, you know, you're wondering, what can they do with this? What can they do with this power play that just kind of came through from them? I know, you know, when we look at the Lord, it's probably going to be dealt with really quickly with how beefed up FCAP is, but they can still make moves around this, and that's what Domeng is also trying to do. Still trying to possibly finish up that top turret.
And that was only possible because of Renegade's wild charge.
Yeah,
it all started off with that huge, big ticket ult right in the Lord pit, and that's a SOD throw now. Domeng coming through, helping that Lord secure that push. Oh, forcing out an answer from Few. Oh, wow, look at this. Aurora's pushing in, Joseph.
Aurora's pushing in. They get a couple of turrets. A wild charge again. Going to be able to find Flap TZ. Has the Nether Realm to help him out of the fight. They're all stacked up, though. And they go in a little bit longer. Domeng has to flicker out defensively. Edward's going to get taken down. Look at the damage coming out from Kyle TZ. Flap TZ will pick up a double. RORA wanted to fight, and FCAP said, yes, let's fight.
They couldn't finish the job. You see how they were all clumped up, as you mentioned, and then Demon Kite, a moment of hesitation led to a lifetime of regret. You'll see here in the Infinix instant replay, Demon Kite was almost there, and they were able to pop the Nether Realms, get him stacked up, but Super Marco wasn't part of that whole hubbub, and that allowed for Falcons to threaten Doming, pushed him out of effectivity, and then DK's like, yeah, maybe not anymore. If I came in maybe a second earlier, maybe, but not anymore.
And again, that is just painting the picture of how far behind economically RORA has been the entire game. Even when they have great setup potential, they find a choke point, FCAP still punishes because of also how durable and tanky the lineup front line is. And so right now, they're going to try to do their best to hold on to what they can. Kyle TZ going on a Renegade. Wild charge defensively. And Demon Kite going to be forced off the purple buff as well.
Falcons AP Brent committing Grand Theft Purple, further choking Aurora out of their resources. Only 2 turrets remain for Aurora, and honestly, that's a surprising turn of events because off of a single comeback, like, you can't even call that a comeback team fight victory for Aurora because they only really got 1 kill. But look at what they did with that 1 opportunity, Joseph. Look, they took down all of top, they took down all of mid, and it's just that lone tier 2 that's standing for Falcons AP Brent. So I wouldn't call it quits just yet for Aurora. I think they're in better shape now, definitely, compared to game number 1.
Yeah, RORA still has a fighting chance. We even saw a glimpse of it in game number 1. You know, there was this little bit of hope, a little bit of shining light for RORA.
Inside the base.
Inside the base,
Whoa!
this time around, FCAP goes in with a flicker, onward combination, pops the Primal Wrath. Renegade goes in with Wild Charge, FCAP falls. Domeng throws the Spear of Destruction. Is he gonna follow it up? Double kill though for Kyle TZ. So he just stays in the lane, he might push a little bit further. Can Demon Kite do something? He's gonna get closed off from Few.
What?
No, Demon Kite goes back in!
No!
Why did he go back in as he gets taken down? And FCAP will go ahead and take the Lord.
Let me present a few theories as to why he went back in, Joseph. Number one, I'm not exactly sure what the state of the shadows were, but maybe he had one more a little bit off, so he was going to take one and then rope-a-dope.
Oh,
Number two is maybe he thought he could kill Few and then maybe just, you know, get one kill free and then get out of there. But again, this is why Hylos is such an in-demand hero now. In the current jungle assassin metagame,
yeah.
a hero like Hylos who has not just the sustain, not just the zoning capabilities who's old, but a single hit stun confirm
Yep.
makes
On
it
use.
all the worse. It's happened, what, 3 or 4 times in this game alone onto Demon Kite.
It's literally, it's probably the hardest thing to play against as an assassin jungle, you know?
It's a panic button. Like, I just need to press
Bonk.
bonk, bonk. That's it.
That's it.
Trying to get away now, ninja.
Hylos has been the answer ever since teams started really drafting him in to competitive play, and you can see why he's so valuable in the current meta and why a lot of teams just opt to ban him out. But this time around, you got to deal with it. And so we'll see, once again, RORA on the defense, backs against the wall, 8,000 gold lead for FCAP. Punching it in, Renegade, he's the tank. He's got a wild charge on the defense.
Oh.
Team Kite already using the shadow kill. Turret's gonna be demolished here on the top side. Lord's still quite healthy.
Oh.
Spear Destruction gonna be used. Domeng trying to defend in the base though, clear out the Lord, hold on to what base turrets they can. And for now, they only lose the top side.
All right. Luckily for Aurora, this was a weak point defense. Like, they did not have the battle spells, and now they can wait for their ults to come off cooldown, and then maybe they can re-engage. But right now, it looks like Falcons but not giving them a chance!
Penalty zone already going to be used. A couple shots out from Domeng will keep FCAP at bay. And even then, you're seeing the struggle here, man. The struggle of Renegade. He goes in looking for a possible setup, but then he gets brought to half health so quickly. Oh! Kyle TZ, pop the winner's crown, has the immortality, buys that up quick. It's going to be popped. The rest of the team's there. Renegade looking for his own setup. They get the glorious pathway out. He's going to miss. Renegade won't be able to find it. But what RORA does is keep themselves in the game a little bit longer. Super Marco against it all will jump in against Demon Kite. He gets punished by Edward. Can they turn it around? Few will be able to get out of dodge. Domeng flickers forward, fires off the shots. Few's in trouble as he takes a couple, 2 shots. He will fall. It's 3 down. Few's back up with the passive. The turret of the tier 2 is going to go down. And RORA eyes the base turret of FCAP. But it's Oakwood and Few.
They're still going. They're still going. Aurora do so much with that shutdown on the Kyle, taking out Few and Super Marco in its wake.
This is back to it, Leo. There's more hope in game number 2 for RORA than there was in game 1.
And if anything, they could have won game 1 if only it lasted maybe 2 more defenses, 2 more team fights like that. Falcons AP Bred now.
Wow.
Their lead got snapped in half. They're looking at a 2,000 gold lead and now a Lord.
Here it comes, Kyle TZ, who's going to be able to win the Retribution battle. It gets reset a little bit, still under half health though. They might want to take this very cautiously, and now 4th health on the Lord. They're going to press the situation. Kyle TZ, they drop down the glorious pathway, still going to go forward, and Kyle TZ will get the Lord. And now the fight's going to break out. Renegade already immortality going to be popped. Domeng has to flicker out too. Oh, he's going to get cut off possibly here. He's in trouble. It's only Domeng gets cut off from the team. FCAP will jump in. Domeng playing around the bushes. But what can you do? Pops the Wind of Nature. Fires off. But Super Marco will win the bulletproof battle as he picks up the kill.
Super Marco taking down Domeng in that final moment. Could have been the nail in the coffin. 2 down, 3 defenders, Yue, DK, and Renegade. A Lord up top. Bottom lane about to crumble as well. Falcons AP Bred could get away with a sweep.
Bottom turret already going to go down. Lord is up here. RORA on the defense. Glorious pathway once again to cut him off from the defense. Demon Kite tries to clear the waves. Renegade gets deleted off the map. Lord still up, and that's going to be it as the base is worked on, and FCAP will clean up through and sweep the series.
Chemistry superiority. Falcons, AMP, Brand, a team that has been together for the better part of 2 years. Showing us exactly why they are the reigning world champions.